So, you should like to shop at Walmart? Well, congratulations, you're also supporting a billionaire. Do people not realize that everything you do, you're supporting a billionaire? Hey guys, what is up? This is Seven Ships. I hope you all are having a great day because I definitely am. And this hot topic has really been on my mind lately, and it's just really mind boggling. Okay, so a lot of people have been complaining about billionaires, especially Jeff Bezos. Recently, he had a heckler like making fun of his ears or something. I guess they're weird looking. Okay, maybe they are, but that's what happened. You know, they were just talking about, oh, what about the people using the restrooms and all this, you know, the drivers having to urinate in bottles, right? Because they didn't have a break or they don't have time to go stop at a restroom or whatever. And I have a lot to say about this. So without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, billionaires just simply do not exist. Billionaires are created. Billionaires are created by people buying their product. For example, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos didn't just come out of anywhere. He became a billionaire because of Amazon. He created something, people liked it, therefore people purchased the products. He even made a killing last year in 2020 off of selling products, especially during Christmas time. And what's funny is that the highest record of Amazon making the most money was last year, 2020. 2020 was when the peak in the United States of COVID hitting. People were losing their jobs, they were getting unemployment, the stimulus checks. You know, it was a rough time for a lot of people. But if it was such a rough time, how was it that this was the most he made money? And what's also very funny is that people complain about how much money they have, but yet you continue to purchase their products. The number one way to someone get them to listen to you is by getting their pockets. So obviously, if you do not like the person, you don't like that they're a billionaire, you can consider it selfish or greedy, whatever you want to call it, then the most logical thing to do is stop purchasing the product. Because when you stop purchasing it, the less money they make, right? But are you willing to do that? Are you willing to stop shopping at Amazon? Are you willing to give away your iPhone, to stop buying Apple products? You know, the AirPods you have? Apple, congratulations, you're supporting a billionaire. That MacBook has to go. That app that if you still have an iPod has to go. That iPhone has to go. Oh, you shop at Walmart? Well, congratulations, you're supporting billionaires. Not only are they billionaires, but they women who are part of the Walmart family, they are the wealthiest women on this planet. So, you should like to shop at Walmart? Well, congratulations, you're also supporting a billionaire. Do people not realize that everything you do, you're supporting a billionaire? And so if you don't like them so much, then obviously stop shopping their products, but you will not. Why? Because their products did make your life easier. Walmart is a very expansive store. They have the simple grocery stores and they have the superstores as well. The prices are a great price if you have if you're making low income, if you have a big family. I don't really like to shop there, and I don't shop there anymore. I'm more of a Kroger gal, but it's still very efficient, even much so that they open much later than other stores, right? So you can't sit over here and complain about something, but you don't want to stop buying their products, in which you're just continuing to increase their pockets, and when their pockets are increased, well, now it's time to complain. Another big thing that is extremely annoying, more annoying than the first point, is that people say billionaires are greedy and that they should pay their taxes and they should do all these things, and you know they are crapping on, excuse the dogs in the back, and that they are crapping on everyday people. Well, if that's the case, I believe that people are only upset at billionaires because they're not one. Yes, I said it. Because let's be real here. All these people that are here saying billionaires shouldn't exist, billionaires are greedy, billionaires like to step on people, I can guarantee you, if Jeff Bezos, what's his name, Elon Musk, and all his other little friends, if they gave you $1 billion tax free, I can guarantee you, you will take it and you will stop complaining about billionaires existing. Why? Because you are now one. And this is a very big issue. A lot of people complain about certain types of people because they're not one, or because they know that they will never have the opportunity to become one. So what do? Instead of just saying, okay, well, it is what it is, they sit and they complain. And not only that, but they support the people that they complain about. Another big issue that I find is that when they say that they step on people, they had to step on this person, that person, and all these other things to get to where they are today. That is normal. People do that all the time. How many people have you stepped on to get you to where to be where you are at today? How many people do you treat like trash, but then you favor others simply because of the way they look? How many people have you manipulated to get what you want, whether that be their phone number, their attention, their praise, or whatever? You do that every single day. So you can't get mad when other people do when you do it just as much as you do it, as they do it. You're only upset because they're doing it to you and they are actually profiting off of it while you may not be. And by no means am I like taking up for billionaires or anything like that. I'm just making points because what people say is just not logical. And this is another point. I don't believe in limits to an extent. Like, obviously don't go around, offing people. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. But when it comes to financially, there are no limits. You can make as much money as you want. I truly do believe that. So just because there's a limit on your life, there's a limit on your financial income, you can't sit over here and get mad at them because they believe there is no limit. There is no cap. I can make as much money as I want to, and they're doing it. So instead of crapping on them, how about you think about your mindset? How about you increase your income? And another thing is that a lot of people will say that billionaires should start doing this with their money, doing that with their money. First of all, you don't know everything that someone does in their everyday life. Not everyone wants to go out and tell everything they want to do. Because the moment they do tell everyone, then they're like, oh, you're trying to gloat. Then the moment they decide not to tell anyone, well, then they'll say, oh, why aren't you donating? You have all this money. They are not going to win either way, right? They're just not going to win. And this leads me to my next point of them paying taxes. Now, I do truly believe that, yes, they should be paying their taxes. I don't believe that they are one bit. But you have to keep in mind, you are a human being like they are. When you have a friend in a higher place, do they not give you benefits? I know I do. I remember at one of my old jobs, I was at work and I was like, I don't want to be here. So I just told the manager, like, hey, can I leave? And he was like, yeah. And the guy was like, oh, the only reason why you let her leave early is because she's pretty. And he just started smiling. That was a privilege I had over my coworkers. Because when you have friends of high places, you can get away with things that other people cannot get away with. In their case, they can get away with tax evasion. Is it fair? No, but life isn't fair. You have done a lot of things in your life that's not fair, that you have stepped on someone. Did you care about stepping on them? You probably didn't, okay? You probably didn't. And that's just how it is. If you can't beat them, then join them. If you can't join them, then just be like, it is what it is. Another issue is that, well, what if they did pay their taxes, so and stuff like that? Where do you think that tax money is going to go? Do you think it's going to go to you? Do you think it's going to go fix your streets? We pay how much money we pay in taxes, and half of these roads still look raggedy, potholes everywhere, school districts, the kids still have to pay for lunch. Do you really think that when they pay these taxes, the government that gets their money, do you really think they're going to be like, oh, let's give this to the people? Of course not. Why? Because, again, they're friends. So you give me, so what's going to happen? You're going to pay them taxes. I'm your best friend. I'm going to keep my cut now. I'm going to keep my cut. But I'll give you a lot back. Why? Because we're friends. And these billionaires have friends in extremely high places. Because the more money you have, the more powerful you are. So you just have to look at it that these are people just simply running a business. Is it a fair one? No. But don't sit over here and talk about how they're not fair when you're not fair either. That if you were in their position, you'd be doing the same exact thing that they are doing. It's like how a lot of people say, well, when I win the lottery, I'm going to invest in stocks. I'm going to help the homeless. But then what do they do when they get the money? They splurge, and they end up right where they started. Right where they started. What happened to all these big goals that you had? And I think the reason for that is because When you know that you can't achieve something, which is winning the lottery, that's really hard to achieve. It's extremely rare for a person to win it, which is surprising because one guy won it twice. But anyways, when it's something like that, it's easy to say what you will do. Why? Because you may never experience that. So it's easy for me to say, well, what if I have $1 billion? I'm gonna do this. But think about it. If you win the lottery, if you can't budget $100, $250, what on this planet makes you think you can budget $1 million? You can't. So money, saving, financing, budgeting is a skill. It is. But you know, they'll say all these big things, but that never come in intuition. And they know it, which is why they have all these high standards. Because why? They know that they will not reach that point. So it's easy to judge the other person who is at that point, say, well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? You get what I'm trying to say? It's just crazy to me. And that's just pretty much what I want to wrap up about this video, is that billionaires will always exist. If you don't like them, don't support them. And I have one more thing before I go. One point I have to make is that how people will talk about how Amazon drivers, they do not have restrooms. First of all, that's with any delivery package driving company. You are on a time limit. You're on a time limit. People complain about how Amazon stress their workers out. But how many of you use one-day shipping? Do y'all not understand how much pressure that puts on the factory workers and the drivers with your one-day shipping? It puts a lot of strain on them, but do you care? No, you don't. Because guess what? You want that slinky, you want the lotion, the hair bands, the shoes tomorrow. And you don't care who you have to step on, who you have to overwork to get there. But then you turn around and you complain about the whole system that you are clearly using. It's like how vegans say that how can you love animals but then you hurt them? And people be like, what are you talking about? Well, you give the money to the butcher offs the animal, then you purchase the meat. That's exactly what y'all are doing. Y'all are paying these companies to do your dirty work for you. But then be surprised when you see behind the scenes, well, what do you think? How did the bananas go from just go to the grocery store? Did they just miraculously just poof up into thin air? No. Someone had to grow it, pick it, and then deliver it. How do you think your furniture came in house? Someone had to make it. Someone had to make the machinery that helped cloth the fabric together. And someone had to deliver it to your home. And see, and it's just so mind-boggling how people will be over here just so upset when y'all see how things are actually produced. And then say, oh, it's harming and it's bad. Then stop purchasing it then. But you don't. Why? Because you don't want to go in your background and plant a garden. You don't want to make your own clothes. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But you can't get mad at the process when you are clearly continuously using it. And so that's all I have to say on this video. I really was irritated with everyone talking about billionaires and all this. And no, I'm not saying that they're perfect. No one is perfect. I'm just being a realist about the situation. If you don't like a company, you don't like billionaires, then stop financially supporting them. Simple. Peace out. See y'all later.